Young CC back with another video. I'm so mad right now, guys. Because if you want to know why, does this thing still work? Okay, I think it does. Don't quote me on that. I'm so mad because I just did a 16-minute intro, and it went down the drain. Now I'm on a different app because I'm not using that again. That's for sure. This video is called, this what if is called Fear Me. It's a fem Naruto what if psychopath, villain what if, so do make sure that you're, over the age of 18, because a lot of gore, violence, a lot of, like, stuff like that, so, yeah, there's gonna be, a character introduced by the name of, Makoto. And Makoto is a 19-year-old with purple hair. There are Naruto characters with purple hair, known as akatskui, Yuga, and a couple other people that aren't so relevant to the story. Yeah, a lot of gore and violence, 18 plus. Yeah, but Makoto. I'm gonna think of a random backstory. Makoto is a 19-year-old, 5'11" male with purple hair. If you Toka from Tokyo Ghoul, that's the reason. Having this guy have purple hair, Toka's a baddie. I ain't gonna lie. Hey, like, if I could date one person from, like, any anime I've seen, right now, it would be Toka, I'm not gonna lie. But anyways, this guy's, from the Tree Feller Village, which is canon, timeline, Naruto, but, like, it happened in filler episodes, so, like, nobody really knows any, like, really that much about it, but they had this entity called the Dark Shadow, and like, having this guy be the Dark Shadow, because the Dark Shadow was never revealed, it was just killed off by these cursed flowers, which kill him, but, like, for normal people, well, it just puts you to sleep, so if you, like, inhale it, or, like, whatnot. But yeah, so this guy's gonna be an evil swordsman. He did follow Zabuza until the day on the bridge, where he did have a spy there. He did have a spy there, and the reason for that is because instead of the events at the Third Great, what led up to the Third Great War with the Sandy and Katsuhage going missing, eventually found out in Shippuden that he was taken by Sorcery of the Red Sands, the Puppet Master, the Puppeteer, whatever you want to call him. He got his due, by the way. He got his karma. He died. My guy, Makoto was wreaking havoc up on that tree felling village, and they eventually, instead of, like, can it happen, and this is what's gonna happen leading up to the Third War, they asked for help dealing with the village, asked for help dealing with the Dark Shadow, which I'm naming the Bloody Phantom, by the way. Phantom's Heart and Shadow, same thing. It sounds cooler, Bloody Phantom. Another reference to another baddie at a Yashimura from Tokyo Ghoul. But also Rize, can't remember her last name, from Tokyo Ghoul, also has purple hair, no, pink hair, sorry, not purple hair. That would be too much of a coincidence. Of course this guy's gonna have the ghoul eyes, the red eyes, but not because of Tokyo Ghoul, although it does kind of look like the Tokyo Ghoul eyes, I ain't gonna lie, but due to the fact that in Naruto he did have red eyes, like very red eyes, like bro, them things were. It wasn't like super red. It was more like Kurapika. Sorry, I'm butchering that. Kurapika from Hunter x Hunter. Is this thing still recording? It better be. Okay, thank God. I was about to be peed off. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not allowed to cuss. But if I could, this video would be 10 times better because of a lot of gore and violence. But yeah, this dude's how he became evil in the first place. A lot of backstory that I'm thinking of off the top of my nose. His parents tried to kill him. Yeah. They did not like him. They didn't even want a child to begin with. But eventually they got a little too lovey-dovey, and let's just say they should have used protection, and bada bing, bada boom. Makoto was born, and yeah, his parents, that I'm not even gonna say their names. They're not relevant. They're gonna die. I'll get into that later though. My boy Makoto was almost killed by his parents. They didn't like him, so they thought of him a demon because they seen him going cannibal on a poor soul that tried to bully him. And he was having that. He said no. He went all cannibal on him, and then threw his body off of the cliff into the waterfall below. Never to be heard from again. That poor soul. I'm gonna be calling that poor soul Mitsuri. Can't think of the last name, but let's just say, he led the bully group. But that guy was kind of like how Akatsuki Bakugo is to Suki Midoriya and MHA. But back to the story. This isn't scripted. The story is, but like this backstory isn't. Makoto was almost killed by his parents. They used the flowers to there was no poison. Their village was kind of in the middle of nowhere, like a lot of mountainy terrain around it. So and a forest. So definitely like not poison. Like there's no poison in sight. So yeah. By the way, Makoto at the age of 6 wanted to become a ninja. I'm just throwing 6 out there because that's the age people can go to academy, the ninja academy in Naruto. He wanted to become a ninja, but they didn't have an academy. Obviously, they're a tiny village, but but he's still trying to become a ninja. I'll get into that in just a second. I forgot to mention. So the village tried. This is how the Third War started. Instead of the Sasori kidnapping, the Shinden Kazakage incident. I'm going to be having this thing better be recording. Okay. I gotta keep checking that now, cause like I'm not having what happened last time happen again, if you know what I mean. Not Naruto. Makoto was wreaking havoc up on that village and taking all their resources and stuff. And they tried to ask for the 5 Great Nations to come and help them because it'd be an easy task for them. That's like a Syrian mission for them, for the 5 Great Nations. That's easy. Just they could send a Guinea team to handle that. And the 5 Great Nations said no, and the Tree Filling Village got mad, and a few like rogue ninjas like did come to their village because it was tiny, so they sent like enrolled, so they did have a few protection, but they eventually sent them out. They got mad and they got salty and sent them out to the 5 Great Nations trying to accomplish something, but that ended up starting a third war, if you know what I mean. But back to, so that's how the Third War started. But Makoto, because they didn't have any resources to offer the 5 Great Nations, or there was like no trades that could be met because they didn't have nothing. So yeah. Back to the Makoto darn near getting killed by his parents. His ninja senses kicked in after his parents, instead of poison, they instead decided to put him to sleep by, let's just say, putting some cursed flowers into his stew. And, he didn't notice, he didn't think his parents would, do that, but, who would? But, Makoto, they tried to put him to sleep, they did, and then his father tried to pull out a switchblade on Makoto, and his ninja senses kicked in, and, he eventually, caught his dad's hand, twisted it, turned around to see who the heck was intruding, and, turns out, it was his own parents, his father and mother, and, he seen red after that, and, let's just say, what's the nicest way to say this? Let's just say, instead of saying, like, giving gruesome details, because, let's just say if I did that, I would get a not so, friendly letter from, their email from Susan from YouTube, and, a big old, blocked in certain countries. Let's just say that, okay? If not all countries. Taken down by YouTube, basically. And, let's just say that, he pulled, a Himeko, Toga, one of, if not my favorite MHA character, and also pulled, a muscular, from MHA, and a Toga Himeko, Himeko Toga. I'm not sure if Toga's no, I think it's Toga Himeko. Toga's her first name. That's her first name, Himeko. Okay, Toga Himeko. Yeah, just imagine, they're cannibals, I'm just saying. Or just imagine, Toka from Tokyo Ghoul. Going, doing her thing, eating at the bite. Doing what he did to that poor soul. So, hold up. Okay, is it still on? Okay, longest intro ever. Okay, so that's his backstory. That's how he became evil and eventually started learning Kijutsu and blah 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 blah. Okay, that's basically his backstory. Now I can get to this video. He does have a big part of the story, but and it doesn't mention any his backstory. I don't think it does. I don't remember. I wrote this 4 months ago, so yeah. This is, like I said, I don't know if I said this or not, but it's a film Naruto, so yeah. One more thing, if you hear me pausing for a second, now, or now, that was pure coincidence. I had that's me catching my breath and swallowing spit. Okay, I will switch POVs a lot, so I'll tell you whose POV it is. Right now this is Pain's POV. Talking to Naruto about Kakasu. Ever since he joined the Akatskui, Kakasu's an overprotective father. So sorry if it's not Kakasu character, if you like Kakasu. Sorry. Ever since he joined, not. I don't give two craps, just don't watch the video. In that rate. Ever since he joined the Akatskui, Kakasu has been keeping a close eye on the other members to make sure that they don't try anything on you, since you were mostly the only girl since Konan was barely ever around. He's extremely careful that after that incident that happened not too long ago. This is Kakasu's POV. I was going to enter Pain's office when I hear Makoto's voice. So where else do you have piercings? Down here too? Want to see? I had 100 thoughts going through my mind. Sure, if you don't mind. Um, I slammed the door open to see pain showing his piercings on his left leg and a confused, yet smiling Makoto. I sigh and report my mission into Leader Sama. This is Itachi's point of view. Um, I was walking through the halls when I heard Makoto again. Ah, Itachi, who knew you were this good? I slammed the door open to see, I mean, Naruto. I slammed the door open to see Itachi massaging Makoto's shoulders. Why is it so sticky? I heard Sasori say. Makoto said something, but I wasn't able to hear. Ah, Sasori, that's too much. I slammed the door open to see Makoto and Sasori sitting on the ground and holding a tape of liquid and glue. I, sigh and close the door. It says, Ditto. Okay, Makoto, stay just like that and don't move. Just move already. Fine, but I'll go slow to torture you a bit. Move faster. I slammed the door open again to see Makoto posing Deidara, who was sitting on a stool with a pencil sketching on a canvas. I stood there awkwardly before I closed the door. Toby point of view. It's too big, it won't fit. Naruto is talking to Toby. Sorry. Toby, it's too big, it won't fit. Don't worry, Makoto. I'll make it fit. I've had it. Slammed the door open to see a destroyed puzzle and I said, Toby, I told you it wasn't gonna fit. Hold up. Give me a second. I gotta see if this thing's still recording. I walk past Hidan's room when I hear Makoto's voice. What would Makoto be doing there? Ah, Hidan, be more gentle. Jeez, it's not my fault it's so freaking big. I open the door a little and peek inside to see Hidan on top of Makoto. I quickly remove Hidan and see him holding a big thorn. What the heck? This is Makoto's POV. Oh, what are you doing here? I should be asking you the same. I stayed silent. Haha. What you see? Oh! Wait, this is him talking to his father. Oh, shoot. Yo! Okay, so, that whole, 12-minute intro of talking about the guys. That's for nothing. Okay? Because he's talking to his father right now. Flashback. Zetsu, share some of that food, would ya? I say and jump towards him. He bends down and I fly right past him and hit the wall. Hit the wall and then fall down eventually into a bush full of thorns. And that's what happened. He sighed, picks me up by the collar and drags me to the living room, with Hidan following us as well. Everyone's in the living room right now. Dad coughed to get everyone's attention. This is my princess, and ain't nobody gonna touch her. Okay, no, okay, that's not Makoto. That's, Naruto. Later that day. Hey, Dad, what's got you all worked up? He sighed. With you being a girl, these brats would definitely try something with you. You're right. I am very beautiful after all. That's okay. Makoto's POV. You called? I asked Pain. Yes, you and I will be going on this mission in about 5 minutes. So hurry up and prepare, would you? I nod my head quickly. Okay, I haven't seen Makoto's POV, but this is, Naruto again. So I'm gonna stop with the POV stuff because I'm getting it mixed up. Sorry, I prepare. I nod and head to Dad's room. What did he want? I'll be going on a mission with him? Kuzu stood up and walked away. I stood there confused. So, what the heck's this mission about? I don't know. I do. We'll be assassinating a group called Moon. They betrayed us, so now we have to kill them all. I quickly nod and close my eyes. I lift up one of my arms and point over to the left. There, the members of Moon come out to attack us. A kunai came my way. I could have easily dodged it if I wanted to, but the kunai was blasted away. And then I turn over and look at Pain. I promised your father not to let them make a single scratch on you. My smile turned into a warm one. I nod and then lift my arm up. One finger is all that I need to defeat you. In the background, remembering Tsunade Senju. We were done eliminating the enemy. Naruto walked towards me and wrapped her arms around my neck and her legs around my waist. She laid her head on my shoulder and she fell asleep. I quickly sighed at her antics and head back towards the hideout. Is Naruto asleep? I look at Kakasu and nod. I was about to wake her up when Kakasu stopped me. I wouldn't do that if I were you. Quickly pulling a Matumbo, not in my house. She gets the intent to kill in the mornings. She will end up killing us all. You're provoking a bear by doing that. For the rest of the day, I had to carry her everywhere. She even suffocated me in my sleep. Is this what Kakasu goes through? Wow. No wonder he's a grouch. We were sent on another mission to receive intel on a village, and when we were done, I dramatically fell into Itachi's arms. I'm sleepy, I say and fall asleep. He smiled a bit. You reminded him of Sasuke a bit, you know. He had to carry you bridal style all the way to the hideout. You saw Kisame as an older brother. You knew he wouldn't bother at all carrying you to the hideout. So you fell asleep on top of Samahara. Kakasu had warned him about what would happen if he woke me up, so he had no choice but to drag Samahara. Sasori had told you to accompany him on gathering more powerful shinobis to turn them into puppets for his collection. You agreed and followed him. They were easy to take down. Now there were two ways he fell asleep, either on top of Hideko or on top of his tail. His tail's poisonous, so I hope it was not the latter. We were both sent on a mission to destroy a village that was targeting us. Watch this. Huh! He threw clay. Art is an explosion, you know. The clay exploded. Let me show you how it's done. Huh! I saw him take out a small rock and cover it. I take out a small rock and cover it with the drop of my blood and throw it. Something like that won't work against my master. Me and Deidara had been competing on whose jutsu was stronger. Deidara was all drained out while I was A-okay. all. I just felt a bit sleepy, that's all. We arrive at the hideout. Data immediately lays down on the couch with me on top of him, Ayo paused, knocking the air out of him. And we just slept there until Kakase lifted me up and scolded Data for touching me. Now, when you two went on missions, it was a disaster when Kakatsu came along. He would carry you like that, wouldn't he? But when he didn't, yeah. I didn't give that much context on that, sorry. You guys always have fun, don't you, when going on missions? You guys would steal sweets and make a big scene. He would give you a piggyback ride whenever you fell asleep. When you guys arrive at the hideout, he would lay the both of you on the couch with him on top and fall asleep, which ended up in him getting beaten up by Dad for touching me. This man would just throw you over his shoulders like a sack of potatoes. You called? What for? I asked. I see Datara and Sasori stood there as well. Yes, you three will be going to Suna, the hidden village in the sand, to capture the one-tailed beast known as Sabaku Nogara. So we'll be meeting our dear old friend. With pleasure. I gotta see if this thing's still recording. 28 minutes is crazy. Okay, hold up. Time skip. I was inside Hideko since it was too hot outside. Brat, get out. But sorry, it's too hot out there. Well, I don't care. It's too cramped in here. We arrive at Sanadaker, and Data made a clay bird. Leave this to me, will you? I'll attack from above. He can't reach his stand at me from all the way down there. He looks at me and extends his arm. Shall we, princess? I take his hand and climbed up. I was hugging him from behind and let out a sigh. Something the matter? No, I'm just simply enjoying the breeze. He nodded and took pictures of the three guards, and then he turned to me. Smile, princess. I was already smiling, so I did a sign with my hand. Beautiful, he said as he took 3 clay spiders. He dropped them on top of their faces. Huh! Look at those fools. They have no appreciation for my art. They're not worthy of killing them, though, I said. You're right, because art is simply an explosion. The spiders explode, and the 3 of them quickly splatter, their blood all over the place. I quickly licked the blood and said, the iron scent gets me every time. It was already nighttime by the time Datara flew down a bed. Stay here, I'll quickly handle this on my own, Cocky much, aren't you? I nod, though. He jumps down, and I fly back up. Seems like God have found us. Datara jumps in the air, and I catch him, quickly. We started flying around since the sand was following us, and while Gara used his sand to lift himself up into the air. Tell me, how did you guess we were the intruders, huh? There are no birds like that in the desert. My, you've grown into a handsome young man, I said, his eyes widened as he recognized my voice. Naruto? That's right. You've guessed it. More sand rises into the sky. Things will get messy. I quickly nod. Gar kept trying to get us with his sand arm, but Data threw his clay birds and intercepted and also exploded everything every time they came in contact with Gar's sand. And Data happened to create 2 more that then exploded when they were near Gata. He protected himself inside of a circle made out of sand, but I sensed his sand behind us. Datara behind us! Quick! Turn around! Sand prison. We were inside his sand. They sure do underestimate you, Datara. I'll show them what real art is, he says, and explodes a part of the sand prison we had managed to break out, leaving a clay bird behind while we were falling. Gaara's sand tried getting me, but I used a water style jutsu to quickly dampen and weaken his sand, but he managed to get Datara though. But he managed to escape as well with his clay bird that he flew towards me and caught me. The sand is a total pain, isn't it? Actually, I could easily capture him, but I want to let you have your fun. Hey, are you saying I'm weaker than you? I giggle and shake my head affirmatively. Okay, I see how it is. We kept flying around avoiding Gaara's sand, but then when the sand got Datara's hand, magnet released. Gold dust imperial funeral. Gaara's sand released Datara's arm. What to do? He says as he holds his specialty. Just destroy it all, I respond, shrugging. Seems like his friends are butting in. Don't worry about them, I'll quickly take care of that. I say, and he nods and drops his C3R and explodes. The smoke clears away, and we see that the sand was protecting the village. Now you're within range, Datara says, smirking, and the clay bird that was next to Gaara explodes, but Gaara was quickly able to protect himself from the explosion. The other people were quickly getting ready for the offensive on us, so I made a finger gun. Bang, I say, and the weapons quickly explode. There was another one inside Gaara's defense as the sand slowly started to dissipate. Time to get the prize. Too easy. Gaara used all his strength to remove all the sand that was above the village. Such a noble Kazekage. Seems like I didn't teach you well enough, I say. Teach? Yeah, Gaara's a student of mine. Once Gaara was done, he fell. We flew toward him and I caught him bridal style, and I squeezed him tight and rubbed our cheeks together. It's been so long, honey. How I've missed you, dear. We've kept my man Sorcery waiting a bit too much, I think. What do you say? We went next to him. We completed our mission, sir, I say. And that's gonna be it for this episode, guys.